morning, and it is a nice dry morning, and I didn't get to where I was planning on going yesterday because I drove up to my location last night only to find a million vans in there, and I didn't really know where I was going. I didn't really know where the path was or anything, so I decided to take it a bit easier, and I find myself heading towards the Buttermere lone tree, and as I get closer I can see I'm not going to be alone this morning, apart from all the sheep that really do scare you in the night because their eyes glow in the dark. So all you can see is all these hundreds of eyes looking at you when you're walking across sheep fields, and it's bloody spooky, I tell you. But this morning I can see a light down by where the lone tree is, and this tree's never alone, is it? Let's face it, it might be the lone tree, but it's never alone. Now I'm assuming the water level is going to be quite low because we've had a real massive, not a drought, but a lot of dry weather in the UK, and all the reservoirs are low and empty, so I'm assuming Buttermere is going to be quite low. And if you haven't guessed, I am at Buttermere. So because the light's shining in my eyes, I can't see where I'm walking. So I'm going to have to talk to you when it starts to do something this morning. I'll see you there. So here we are, good morning. We're actually in place now, and set, the camera's set up and it's down on the ground. I decided to go lower, and like I said to you before, when I was walking down, I wasn't alone. There's a young man here. He's a fell runner, Dave. He's down here hiding at the moment. We'll say hello to him when it gets a bit lighter, but he's already here, and he's a bit of a newbie, and he follows me. Yay! Do you know what? I got 3 yesterday. I got to meet Kevin, who's coming to the Faroes with us, and 2 others that come and recognise us. It's really weird. Sometimes people walk up and go, "Is it Paul?" And like, just come over and go, "Whoa, Paul, all right?" Just be proud and bossy about it and brash and everything. I don't mind, I love it. So what's going on? Lone tree, like I said, is never lone. The tide's out. The tide's well and truly out. There's no water around it. So I'm working on the clouds. That's obviously going to be the most interesting part of the morning. So I've got the camera quite low and I'm looking up at the sky a little bit. It's making the tree look a bit taller, which is quite nice. I've just cutting off my reflection. You'll see in the first image that I'm just cutting the reflection of the mountain off, which I don't like, but there's a big clump of foliage on the tree and I'm trying to get that in the skyline as well, just to make it stand out. Other than that, it's quite a simple shot really. It's pointing at the lone tree at Buttermere. The sky's getting brighter without getting colourful, if that makes sense, and I don't quite know why. It's almost like it's missed a stage, but we'll see. It might change, it might revert back to colour again in a minute, but it was all very pinky and blues, and now it's getting sort of yellows, and it doesn't make any sense because the sun isn't even up yet. So we'll see what happens. I've bracketed the shot because I want to try and get a little bit of foreground in, the grasses that's in front of the tree, and maybe a little bit of texture in the mountains. Dave's using a Sony. He's got the A7R3, so he's got the dynamic range probably to drag it out and pull it out, whereas the Fujis haven't quite got it there. So yeah, let's see what happens. When it gets a bit lighter, I'll switch it back on because at the moment I'm using a light so you can see me, but yeah, it's favourable for a little bit of something. There's definitely clouds there, there's definitely a little bit of colour. I don't think it's going to be quite like the last time I was here, but I did have a bit of a head fart and get rush on that one, didn't I? But yeah, let's see what happens. It's got a bit chilly. I've had to put the old coat on a little bit. And look, Dave's got his on as well. The temperature has changed, and with the temperature changing, you can't see it, but over there's a bit of a misty a little mist, eerie sort of spooky mist you get over the top of the lakes, and it was just happening. It is still happening just in front of us. Whether it'll get thicker when the sun starts to come up or not, I don't know. And I'm not even sure you can see it in the image. Now, I brought the camera up a little bit higher because the sky, all the clouds sort of disappeared. I think we got the best of the colour, so I'm sure I've made an image out of the first one. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't brilliant, but I definitely made something out of it. And now the sun's getting higher, the sky's turning brighter like normal sort of sky, so I've lifted the camera up higher to sort of capture what little low cloud there is in the reflection as well. Concentrating on my, you know, border control. I've got my little leading line from the bottom right hand corner coming in, and with Dave being a newbie, it's quite nice because I can sort of just show him and point him in a few little things, all for free, of course. Mind you, he thinks it is.
You're very helpful.
I'll get him on the gate on the way out. And yeah, it's good to be able to sort of share your knowledge that you've got, and it's only my knowledge comes from the camera clubs and stuff like that. And one of the things a camera club would say to you put an image up on the screen, and a judge would look at it and he'd say, oh, that's really nice, but what a shame the line, you know, that line, whether it's the reflection line, the sea line, the mountain line, the road line, or just touching the corner. They were really picky on things like that. So again, it's sort of ingrained into me to do it. Whether it means it's a good image or a bad image, I think what it is especially from left to right, the eye would start in that bottom corner and run through the image. From right to left's not quite as prominent, but you know, you still do it. And same as top corners. Any corner where something's just catching the corner, put it right in the corner if you can. So there, free tip for you. Yeah, this mist is still here. If you get down really low, you can just see it. But I don't know. I think this morning's going to be just one of those nice mornings, especially when I've got some company, have a bit of a chat. And we've been talking Faroe Islands as well, and I think Dave's going to get his name down on the 2024. So anyone else interested on the 2024 trip, and I haven't even done 2023 yet, and we're still in 2022. Yeah, give us a shout and you'll get your name down a bit early. So keeping the cost down, it's all about having a holiday and some fun with the cameras. So I'll tell you more about it on another day. Right, I'm going to just stop talking again now and just, I don't know, drink me coffee. So there's something very eerie about mist, and I think this mist is actually watching me, or something over there is definitely watching me. I've just put my long lens on because I spotted this little tiny tree or a bush that just for me stood out a little bit, and I really liked it. So I put my long lens on, pointed it over towards the mist and the trees, and you know what? Second I'd done that, the mist has disappeared, and I think the mist is actually watching me. And it's really quite spooky. And it did it just now. I got the camera, I said to Dave, I'm going to switch the lens over, I'm just going to get a shot. And the second I put the camera on the tripod facing that direction, it disappeared. And then we've been standing here talking, and it's come back again. And it's just like, whoa, spooky or what? And again, it's doing the same thing. As soon as I pointed the camera that way, Dave's going to miss it because it'll be gone. He's setting his camera up at the moment, it's going to be gone. But then it's down here on the left, but the sky's rubbish. It's one of those mornings where all the little things are there, all the elements are there. We had colour, but nothing going on to sort of the bottom of the image. Then we had some nice colour on the clouds, but then the clouds disappeared. Then we had a bit of mist, and then the mist disappeared. We haven't had all them elements together. If we got them all together, it would have been pretty awesome. But like I said before, it's been a nice morning. There's lights on the top of the fells, and I still haven't had my coffee, so I'm going to drink that. I'm definitely going to drink it this time. And if I get some shots, I might put the infrared on. I brought the camera with me. Maybe have a look at these trees in infrared. The fact that they're reflecting as well, will that work? Could do. It might be an interesting way of getting a couple of shots. Infrared reflections maybe. So this is going to be one of them videos that you don't even know whether it makes a light of day, but I'm going to wrap it up. I know I've done a lot of talking. It's been a morning of just chopsing really. I've got the infrared on the go. I've got the little LXT1 that's got my 720 filter conversion on it. And I've just been scouting the shoreline and having a look, seeing if the tree, that little bush works. There's a couple of trees that I quite like, the little black stalks. I've taken a couple of the fells at the top. There was a nice one up there. The clouds were wrapping around over the top of it at one point. I took a shot of that. So I put them on the screen so you can have a quick look at them. Even the edge of this tree, you know, because the edge of the tree, I just think it looks quite arty. That tree there looked quite arty as well. So I've basically been swinging it around, you know, in handheld really, just pointing it at different things to see what, I'm still learning what it does. See, you know, seeing what images you can create by having something that looks different. So yeah, I'll put them up and let you have a look at them. And again, your feedback is welcome. Please let me know what you think, and advice and tips. Anyone that shoots infrared, anyone that knows how to shoot infrared, your advice and tips and hints would really help me. You know, what to look for, how to make them stand out. You know, what's the key? What am I missing? What do I need to learn and to see? I can't get the idea that the sun sort of changes things white. So that warm light has obviously got the infrared light in it, which makes things really bright. So yeah, I'm sort of getting that, but yeah, what's the best way of doing and shooting with it? Again, let me know what you think of the lone tree. I mean, the lone twig, it's still a twig, it's still a tree, it's still here, but it's never a lonely. Like I say, I have never been here yet when there isn't someone here with a camera. So if you are one of them lucky ones, well done. You obviously got up a really strange morning, a very cold or frosty one. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, give us that thumbs up, and yeah, I'm just going to cut it there. Ciao for now. See you soon. Bye bye. Say bye.
Bye now. Bye.